All right. Brian Hornback, Mega Bullhorn of Truth. Yesterday, when I did the Super Tuesday Primary Primer vlog, I was reminded that I didn't talk about the Knox County School Board races, which are also on the ballot today. I'm doing this about 7:30 in the morning, 30 minutes before the polls open. It's a pretty rough morning right now. And first, let me say that my thoughts are with those folks in Nashville who have suffered through the tornadoes overnight. There's been about 8 deaths so far at 7:30 this morning. We will certainly keep our thoughts and prayers with them. And I'm not sure how the storms are coming across, but anyway, y'all be safe out there. Let's talk about school board. There's 4 races on the ballot today, primary, and one of those races is unopposed. It's Susan Horn out in the southwest Knox County, out in the 5th district. She's unopposed, so she'll advance to August the 6th, and she'll also be on the ballot in August, unopposed. Then let's go in order. You got the 2nd district, the 3rd district, and the 8th district. So in the 2nd district, we have Jennifer Owen, who's been the incumbent for the last 4 years, and she's being challenged by John Mead. Know both of them. Obviously known Jennifer through her service on the board for the last 4 years, and I've met John Mead. He's a businessman. He's been a volunteer. He's been active in the Central High School Foundation, raising money for Central High School. And so should be an interesting race out there. The interesting part about the school board is that it's nonpartisan. So all 35,000 plus people in Knox County, if of those 35,000 plus early votes, any of those in those districts could vote for school board. It didn't have to be a Democrat or Republican. So anyway, I kind of look for John Mead to win that race today, but I'm not real sure because of the fact that Democrats and Republicans can vote. Okay. Then in the 3rd district, Tony Norman's the incumbent, and he's being challenged by Daniel Watson. Norman has had some interesting things happen to him. He lost his job with the stormwater department in Knox County, and he thinks it's political. From what I understand, it may not have been, but Daniel Watson has run a good campaign. In the 8th district, it's kind of interesting. We got 3 people out there. If somebody gets 50% plus 1, they will advance in August without an opponent. We have Adam Brown, who I like, who I'm supporting, and we have Leon Daughtry, who's a Democrat, who ran for Democrat State Executive Committee man a few years ago, I think in 2010. And then we have the incumbent, Mike McMillan. Mike McMillan hasn't been seen since December. He is reportedly ill. He had some cancer a few months ago, 12 to 16 months ago, but supposedly got pneumonia in December, was in the hospital, had some issues. We broke, Mega Bullhorn of Truth broke the issue about some issues that he had with his cattle. Cattle have since been sold, but he hasn't been seen since December. The interesting thing that I want to say about this school board race is these 3 incumbents, these 3 incumbents, Owen, Norman, and McMillan, all of them are running a similar campaign, and they're running a campaign against the former superintendent of schools. And that's interesting because the former superintendent of schools resigned and went to work for the University of Tennessee before these 4 ever took office 4 years ago. Everybody in politics, most politicians in politics, I will say, have to have a boogeyman. And so these folks are still continuing to use Dr. McIntyre as the boogeyman. It's It's like, come on, you know. I mean, it's the likelihood that Dr. McIntyre is going to come back is slim to none, but that hasn't kept some folks from feeding into that fear. And as I've continued to say, fear is false evidence appearing real. And I don't think that Jim McIntyre, even given the opportunity, would come back to Knox County to be superintendent of schools. So, you know, it's one of those things where these incumbents haven't really, they've talked about what they, particularly McMillan, he's been on there for 3 terms. And he's been on there since 2010. So he's been on there for 10 years. And they're talking about what he's done in the past, and they're not talking about what he can do in the future. He has not attended a single board workshop or board meeting in 2020 because of his supposed illness. He has a court date a week from today in General Sessions Court over some situations with his cattle back in October, November. And certainly it would appear from some of the filings that he's got some other issues that are going to come up from some incident reports that the Sheriff's Department filed in January. So, you know, it's just a matter of who can best represent the district for the next 4 years. That's what this election, that's what any election's about. It's not about what you've done for me 10 years ago, 4 years ago. It's about what can you do in the next 4 years. Who can best represent you for the next 4 years? And so with that, that's what the voters of the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 8th have to decide today. So I know it's rough out there. You can see through my windows that it's raining, and we know that things are going on in Nashville, or went on in Nashville overnight. Certainly hope those folks are okay. And thoughts and prayers are there. But if you haven't voted, be sure and get out, get to your precinct and vote. Y'all have a great day. Mega Bullhorn of Truth, BrianHornbackdotCom. We'll be standing around and we'll have coverage tonight.